The film opens with Charlie, a gifted CIA data analyst and encryption expert in his workshop, meticulously fixing a model airplane, a sentimental gift from his wife, Sarah. The mood is strained as Sarah prepares to leave for a 2-day conference in London. Their conversation reveals Charlie's high-stakes career and hints at the demanding nature of his work. At the CIA, Charlie delves into his daily tasks. He uncovers a clandestine file containing leaks from an anonymous source known as Oncoline. He deciphers a trail of encrypted messages that, when pieced together, expose a shocking truth. U.S. intelligence is involved in illegal covert operations, including hiring terrorists in the Middle East. Charlie's shock turns to outrage when he realizes the orchestrator of these rogue activities is none other than his boss, Moore, the deputy director of the agency. A distraught Charlie flees his office and runs into his friend Alexei, to whom he confides his discovery. Alexei, sensing the danger, urges him to walk away from the matter entirely. That night, Charlie, missing Sarah deeply, calls her, but her phone is off. He leaves a heartfelt voice message, a final testament to his love. The next morning, Moore is waiting for Charlie. Feigning ignorance about a situation in London, Charlie is brought to the director's office. There, he is met with the devastating news. A terrorist attack on the Christopher Hotel in London has claimed many lives, including Sarah's. Overwhelmed by grief, Charlie falls into a deep depression, his sole focus shifting to a singular, all-consuming need for revenge. Unsatisfied with Moore's dismissive assurances that the investigation is underway, Charlie decides to act on his own. After claiming Sarah's body and finding a final, tear-jerking gift and note from her, he begins his own investigation. He uncovers the details of the attack. A team of terrorists, Meska, Eilesh, and their leader, Schiller, had planned a theft but were cornered by security. They took a hostage, but Sarah intervened to save the person, leading to her being taken and ultimately killed by Schiller. Charlie also discovers that Schiller's assistant, a former intelligence officer named Gretchen, is in Paris. When Charlie presents his findings to Moore, he is infuriated by his boss's calm, unsurprised reaction. Moore, who already knew everything, dismisses Charlie's pursuit of justice as an emotional breakdown, advising him to seek a psychologist. Furious at the agency's inaction, Charlie sees the psychologist, expressing his rage and resolve to avenge Sarah himself. The next day, Charlie breaks into a secure vault, stealing sensitive files on Moore's illegal activities. He confronts Moore, revealing evidence of a web of illicit operations, civilian deaths, and cover-ups. To ensure Moore's cooperation, Charlie reveals he has planted an encrypted key that will leak all the files to 3 top journalists unless he personally enters. A code every 5 days. Terrified of being exposed, Moore agrees to Charlie's demand, training to become a skilled operative so he can kill Sarah's murderers himself. Charlie is placed under the tutelage of Colonel Henderson, a hardened trainer. While Charlie improves, Henderson observes that the analyst lacks the killer instinct. He warns Charlie that he is too sensitive, too moral to ever pull the trigger. Discouraged but not deterred, Charlie remains resolute. Meanwhile, Moore and the agency frantically search for the hidden encryption key. Unable to find it, Moore orders Henderson to eliminate Charlie. However, Charlie, anticipating the betrayal, has already fled. He hacks Moore's listening devices and creates a new identity to travel to Paris. In Paris, Charlie rents an apartment across from Gretchen's favorite cafe. He hacks her phone, learns her address, and breaks into her home. Discovering her asthma clinic appointment, he waits for her return, gun in hand. But when the moment comes, he hesitates. He can't bring himself to kill her and returns home. Frustrated. The next day, he finds a new way. He learns about her asthma and buys a flower whose pollen will trigger an attack. At the clinic, Charlie, disguised in a lab coat, traps Gretchen in a glass chamber and forces pollen through the oxygen vent, demanding Schiller's location. As she chokes, he relents and lets her out. She attacks him and flees, but as she runs into the street, a car fatally hits her. Charlie, his only lead gone, takes her phone and disappears. Lost and depressed, Charlie goes to a nightclub and is shocked to find Henderson. Realizing Henderson is there to kill him, he flees. Henderson pursues him into a building, but rather than killing him, he offers life advice and then reveals a bomb he's planted. The bomb detonates, and Charlie narrowly escapes. Desperate, Charlie contacts Oncoline, who reveals herself to be a female Russian intelligence officer. She's been monitoring Charlie, using his leaks to help expose the criminals within his own. country. She agrees to help him and reveals that Mesca is in Spain. Meanwhile, the CIA director suspects Moore's involvement and discovers he sent Henderson after Charlie, solidifying her suspicions. Charlie arrives in Spain and finds Mesca at his rooftop swimming pool. He confronts him, revealing that the pool is rigged with explosives. When Mesca refuses to cooperate, Charlie detonates the explosives, killing him. Ankeline, monitoring the situation, warns him that Henderson is close. As Charlie flees, another agent confronts Henderson. They struggle, and Henderson kills the other agent, though he is wounded himself. Ankeline urges Charlie to escape, and he leaves the injured Henderson behind. Later, the agency tracks Charlie's communication with Ankeline and decides to assassinate her. As they sleep, special forces raid their safe house. They escape, but Ankeline is killed in the car. Charlie manages to get away, heartbroken. Still driven by revenge, Charlie uses Mesca's phone to learn of a missile deal in Romania involving Ailesh. He confronts Ailesh, revealing he has rigged the entire shipment to explode. Ailesh, terrified, reveals that Schiller is on a ship in Russian waters. Charlie travels to Russia, gets into a fight to be taken to Schiller, and is brought to his ship. Schiller confesses he only killed Sarah because he was cornered, then hands Charlie a gun and kneels, offering himself up for revenge. Charlie, however, cannot pull the trigger. He realizes Henderson's words were true. He is not a killer. Instead, he reveals he has taken control of the ship's navigation, redirecting it to Finnish waters, where Interpol is waiting. Schiller and his men are arrested, and in a press conference, the CIA director announces a crackdown on high-ranking officials involved in illegal operations. Moore and his accomplices are taken into custody. Days later, Charlie returns home, thanks Henderson for sparing his life, and finally finishes repairing the model airplane. He flies it, finding a sense of peace and closure after avenging his wife. The film ends on this note of quiet victory.